Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. It is officially back to school season, so I thought, why not start things off with a bang and read some crazy school stories with some crazy updates. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to go ahead and jump on in, but before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever the term is on whatever platform you are currently listening or watching on. I upload every single Sunday. And that's pretty much it. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl, the podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. This first one is titled, I Just Got a Message from My High School Crush. I am 42 years old. I graduated from high school in 1998. I had a thing for this guy over 25 years ago. Actually, it was more than just a thing. I was head over heels for him. He had the most beautiful blue eyes. He was one of the cool guys. He had his own apartment and a convertible and a pager. He smelled like a combination of Polo Sport, wintergreen gum, and cigarettes. He listened to the Dave Matthews Band. He worked at Foot Locker. That's cute. I love this for you, bestie. Like, the nostalgia, love that. Obviously, I didn't go to high school during this time, but I love that you're painting the picture and you still remember what he smelled like. Like, that's cute. This could get a little weird if we take it a little too far, but so far, very cute and wholesome. The last time we spoke was in, 2007. I have no idea why he contacted me today. Like I said, I graduated from high school over 25 years ago. Maybe he has dated all of the women in our hometown and is now just trying to reach out to those of us who have moved away. I have no idea why I'm posting this. I just need to share this really weird information with people who might understand. It's just so friggin' weird. I would have given anything for him to contact me out of the blue when I was in my 20s. But now, I'm in my 40s. The last thing I want to do is date. At least, I don't want to date him. He has that special honor of being someone who I will always think is perfect because the person I believe him to be is the person I created in my head when I was 15. That's valid, honestly. I don't know, I feel like when you're young, you really romanticize someone so much and you think that they're like a perfect person, especially if you have a crush on them. So I totally understand now that you're an adult and you can kind of see, especially what they've done with their life and the time that you've been apart. It's like it gives you the ick. Like, if they didn't become the person you thought they would be, it ruins it for you. So I get it. We'll see if I decide to go meet up with him. I'll let you all know if that happens or not. Update. I just got off a video call with him. Time has been much nicer to me. What does that mean? Does that mean that you aged better than he did? I would love to know. The update on this is titled, well, this has taken an interesting turn of events. Update on the call I got from my high school crush. And this is about 2 months later. I don't know how to link my previous post, but you can check my history. I got a call from my high school crush 2 months ago and made a post that got a decent amount of traction. Obviously, I feel that you all need an update. I want to give you all a more complete picture of how massive of a crush this was before I begin. I first saw him when I was in 7th grade and he was in 9th grade. That was 1994. After about an hour, I was head over heels. My first year of high school, I figured out where he would be and made a point to walk past him as often as possible. In 10th grade, we had 2 classes together. Somehow, we became friends. Probably because I was cute and he was a charming flirt. We sort of stayed in touch after we graduated, but I was more than happy to just leave him on that pedestal I had put him on in high school. Exactly what I was saying. After this message, I called him that evening. We talked for a little bit, then got off the phone. I asked him why he contacted me. He said he saw a post I made on Facebook and just thought about getting in touch. Okay, fine. I'll accept that. For a couple of weeks after that first phone call, 15-year-old me was absolutely in control. I felt like a teenager again. It was awesome. Here's where things get really interesting. After a few days of texting occasionally, it got to the point of us talking on the phone every day after I get home from work. By the way, I'm a teacher, so I talk to my high school crush every day after school. I find that hilarious. Then he told me he really looks forward to talking to me every day, so I started texting good morning every morning, and he started texting back. We text every morning while I'm getting ready for work, usually right up until my first class starts. This has been going on for weeks. We tried to get together a couple of times over the past few months, but with the holidays, we've both been really busy. Which brings us to tomorrow. He's coming down to my house. I normally wouldn't invite a first date to my house, but I'm making an exception here. Mainly because I've still got quite a bit of baking to do before Christmas, and I really don't want to go out. We're going to order in a pizza and watch movies. I really want to thank all of you who commented on my previous post about how they had met up with someone from their youth when they were older and met their husband. I always figured that was just a trope in Hallmark movies. I honestly feel like I'm living in one of those right now. It's kind of awesome. Update. It's now Sunday. The high school crush came down to my house on Friday. He spent the night. I'm planning to make a longer post soon because I know you all are incredibly interested. But I'm visiting family for the holidays. You'll have to wait until Thursday for my update. But I can tell you all, it's really good. Next update is on January 7th. Oh, is someone walking someone's walking their dog. They have the audacity to walk their dog in our neighborhood. And then here is the post with update number 2. Update. I'm now dating my high school crush, and he communicates. We got together shortly before Christmas. We also spent New Year's Eve together. I haven't been with anybody other than Mr. Right now for the past 7 years since my fiance died. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so sad. He has been single since a very messy breakup with his ex 5 years ago. We're both out of practice with this dating thing. We also both spent a lot of time and energy on introspection in those years. I know that I'm in a very healthy place to start dating again. I believe he is as well. We had a couple of conversations about topics that we both would have probably lied about and hidden in the past from other partners. Instead of doing that, on Saturday, I addressed the topic that I knew was a concern of his directly with him. I was honest and open. The topic was addressed and we moved on. Then this afternoon, he did the same for me. I even said, "Look at us, healthy communication. We're so grown up." We're both in our 40s. We laughed about it, but then we both agreed that poor communication had been an issue in past relationships. There have been a couple of other instances where we have communicated really openly and honestly. OMG, it is so sexy. I agree. Communication is sexy. If you didn't know that, healthy communication is the best. For those of you who are looking for the juicy, salacious details, I'm sorry. I really don't have anything for you yet. We're taking it slow. That doesn't mean I don't want to climb him like a tree. We've had a couple of good makeout sessions, a little under the clothes action. It's funny. I feel like we're moving at teenager speeds, and I'm okay with that. I have the intention of having him in my life for a long time. We'll have plenty of time. I'm still nuts about him. I've absolutely told him the extent of my crush. I even played the song that was his song when I was 15 years old. It was a very vulnerable moment. I still smile when he texts and calls, like, when I just got off the phone with him. However, I've been actively trying to separate the actual person he is from the perfect man I created in my head when I was a teenager. It's kind of hard because he keeps getting everything right. I'm really, really happy. This is the most wholesome post I've ever read. I'm so glad that I read this to start us off because the next ones are a little bit more like juicy and kind of like drama, but this one's so wholesome. I love that. This next one is titled, "Am I the a-hole for going to my sister's dream school when she just got rejected?" So I got into Cornell last week. Honestly, I think it was a fluke. I'm not smart at all. I got a 28 ACT, a decent GPA because my school grade inflates considerably. I had some decent extracurriculars, but nothing remotely competitive enough to get me to a school like Cornell. But anyways, my twin sister is the opposite of me. She's a genius. She has way more impressive stats, 34 ACT, and she only took it once compared to my 3 times. She has way better grades, way cooler extracurriculars. Everyone always looked up to her as the smart one. I didn't and still don't mind. It's true. The fact she had a 34 in the ACT is crazy. Isn't 36 perfect? That is insane. Like, she actually is a genius. Or she's really good at taking tests. Anyway, continuing. The only reason I can fathom I got in and she didn't is that she applied to the engineering college while I applied to arts and sciences. I don't know if too many of you guys are familiar with Cornell, but they have a bunch of different colleges you can apply to, each with their different admission criteria. I would say that's 100% it. Yeah, each college has its own thing going, so I see that being an issue. Last week, decisions for IBs came out. Unfortunately for my sister, she didn't get into a single one, including her first choice, which is Cornell. She checked as soon as it was available and called me bawling. I consoled her and told her everything was going to be okay, that who cares what school you go to, that she was brilliant and was going to be successful no matter where she goes. Yeah, I mean, engineering is super duper competitive no matter where you go. Well, anyways, I pretty much resolved that I was getting rejected, so I didn't even bother to look at my email until later that night. Well, I guess surprise does happen sometimes because I'm a Cornelian. I got in. I just don't know how, but I did. I really want to go, guys, but this would devastate my sister. Always she's been crying and solemn and sad. She's been angry at her friends who got into top schools, especially the ones with lower stats. She's decided to go to NYU, but she just hasn't been herself. I haven't told our parents. I think they assumed I didn't get in because she didn't. Am I being selfish? Should I just go with her to NYU? We always thought we were going to school together, but it's Cornell. I couldn't in a million years imagine I'd get in. I've been researching obsessively about it and can't shake the desire that if I don't go, I'll regret it. Ithaca looks beautiful. It's a small town, which I would love to get away from, the huge city that is New York. It seems like a dream opportunity. Am I being a bad sister? I know she would be upset. We were supposed to go to school together. It would crush her. I really don't have anyone else to talk to. Am I the a-hole for going to her dream school, especially considering how much harder she's worked compared to me? No, you're not. And I think that everything happens for a reason. I went to University of Kentucky. I actually did turn down some Ivy League offers to go to UK. So I see both sides of it and see the pros and cons. But I think that it's really important to look within yourself and question how badly you want to go to Cornell and if it's worth your relationship with your sister. Because it will, at least for a while, ruin your relationship with your sister. And maybe you'll come back to each other, maybe you won't. And my question is, it's her dream school, but how is it like your dream school? Because it sounds like you were just like, I'll just apply because she's applying. And now you're like, oh, I really want to go. And it's one thing to get like excited about it because you got in. But my question is, are you subconsciously trying to go because you feel like you aren't as good as your sister in education? Because you mentioned it, like, my sister's better than me and that's fine. Like, but subconsciously, is that not fine? And so now you're like, oh, I can one-up her. And again, like, it's subconscious, so you don't even realize you're doing it and you're not trying to do it. It's just like something you're doing. Just a thought, like, what is your reasoning for going? Because you 100% should go if it's what you want to do and you think that it'll benefit you in your future. As someone who didn't go to an Ivy League school, you'll be totally fine if you don't. I can promise you that. Like, the world is big enough that you will find a job and you will have a future if you don't go to Cornell and you go to NYU. NYU is still a great school. Or there's a third option. You could go to neither. You could go to a totally different school and move away. Like, you can do whatever you want. And I think that the idea of free will gets lost among people when it comes to college because you get in your mind, like, I have to do this thing or this thing because it's the right thing to do, or it's what everybody else would want for you. But you can always, at the end of the day, do whatever you want. So if you don't want to go to NYU because you don't want to be in New York, you decide that your relationship with your sister is more important than Cornell, then you can always go somewhere else that's like an hour out of the city or across the country or whatever you want to do. They got the judgment of not the a-hole for wanting to go to Cornell, by the way. But here is an update that was added to that original post. So everyone here told me that I should go, so I decided to tell my sister. Well, she started screaming from excitement and got not actually mad that how I couldn't tell her earlier, and she's so proud of me. But seconds later, her excitement just turned to sadness. She went from like super giddy to depressed in seconds, and she started bawling, like uncontrollably bawling. I tried to comfort, but she pushed me away and locked herself in our room. I'm going to give her some alone time right now, and we can talk more about it later. Again, I think that's the best thing you can do. And then there's another update added to the original post. Please let me know if my updates are annoying. I only expected 3 to 4 comments and didn't know so many people were interested, so I thought the least I could do is update. So after 5 minutes of the previous post, my sister sent me a text that said, I'm sorry for how I reacted. Please don't be mad. I'm so happy for you and your accomplishments. It's just that after I got rejected, I at least had the consolation that I get to go to school with you and we can go together. But now you're going to be where I wanted to be, and I'm just so sad. I worked so hard and did everything I could to go to the best school I can, and I just feel like all my hard work was just wasted effort. I'm sorry I'm ranting. I just need more time. That is the saddest thing ever, and I love that your sister is an emotionally aware queen. Like, that she sounds so nice that she's just willing to, like, apologize, and she's so understanding, because I would be mad. I would be upset if my sister went to my dream school, and I think that I would understand that, like, it has nothing to do with me, but it would still hurt my feelings. And for her to immediately text you and be like, I'm so sorry, and think about you instead of herself, that is a very grown-up, self-aware thing to do. I'm not going to lie, guys. When I read this, I cried. A lot of you are saying that I obviously have to have attributes that made me desirable, but I really don't. I don't deserve my acceptance. I did my homework between classes, barely studied for anything, took the easiest AP classes available, etc. Meanwhile, I see my sister always taking the hardest classes, studying as hard as she can, always volunteering. She deserves it, not me, and seeing her so hurt pains me. I'm really strongly just considering going to NYU with her. Everyone at Cornell will just be as like her, and I don't stand a chance, and I know I go to Cornell. We're going to drift apart, which would suck because we're best friends, and I just don't want to lose my sister. I don't think that you should be putting yourself down because, like I said, everything happens for a reason. They have a reason for why they accepted you, and it's not a mistake, especially for somewhere like an Ivy League. They didn't just let you in on accident. Like, it could be because of the admission numbers of arts and sciences versus engineering. It could be a diversity thing. It could be your extracurriculars. There's a number of factors that go into that. Your acceptance essay, all of that contributes. It's not just your ACT or when you did your homework, because I'm sure you didn't put that in your essay. Like, don't put yourself down and minimize your achievements because you feel like your sister deserves it more. It sucks, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and they have a reason for why they want you to go there and a reason for why your sister didn't. And again, I doubt that it's for any reason why, like, anything wrong with her. It was probably something like admission numbers, but everything happens for a reason. There's another update added to the original post. So I told my parents, and they did not react how I would have expected them to. First, they tried to insist that Cornell made a mistake between our applications, which would be impossible if we applied to the same school within Cornell. Like, we both applied to arts and sciences, and it would be somewhat probable, but we applied to different schools with different admission committees. They couldn't have mixed them up. Yeah, I don't like that. I already hate that they're trying to put you down. Just because one person didn't get the right thing doesn't mean, or what they deem as the right thing, doesn't mean that they should put the other one down. Then they went on to explain how I should go to NYU with my sister. I thought it was strange because they definitely would have supported my sister going to Cornell if I didn't get in. My sister apparently thought so too because she asked why would I not go to Cornell, and then they said how it was unfair that I basically slacked off in high school and was able to go. My sister was the hardworking one who busted her butt all of school. I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but that hurt. I knew they always thought my sister was the smarter one. They've made it clear multiple times. But to hear them say I don't deserve my spot sucks, even though they're probably right. This is what I'm talking about. They are not right. Like, this is unacceptable. And I think that they're trying to spare your sister's feelings. And maybe there is a little bit of like, well, we thought she was the smarter one. Like, maybe that is the case as much as it hurts. But that doesn't mean that it's true. Like, just because I didn't work very hard in high school at all. And it's just because it wasn't hard for me. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because it's not, like, work smarter, not harder. It's not always the harder you work, the more likely you are to excel. It's about the quality of the work. So, not to put her down, but just because you didn't work that hard doesn't mean that you didn't put quality stuff in, if you know what I mean. I stood there in silence, but my sister stood up for me. She asked them how could they say something so cruel to their daughter, that I 100% have every right to be there, and that they should apologize for being so rude. My parents were shocked because they're both very passive people, and neither of us ever talked to them like that before. This started an argument, and long story short, we're currently in our rooms. I'm just so thankful to have her stand up for me. I realize that I've internalized a lot of comments they made over the years. I'm glad that my sister actually believed in me. I still don't know if I want to go to NYU or Cornell, mostly because I don't want to go to school without her. She's my best friend, and going 4 years without someone who thinks so positively about you just seems so long. She could always apply her sophomore year. Like, just because she didn't get in freshman year doesn't mean she can't apply again next year. At the end of the day, I always thought that NYU was going to be the school I was going to, so I wouldn't lose much by choosing it over Cornell. I'm going to talk about it with my sister and look into both schools more. Thanks again, everybody, for your comments. I wouldn't have realized how important of a person my sister is if you guys didn't give me the courage to tell her that I got in. She is awesome. Not only, like, she's standing up for you when she easily could have stayed quiet. Like, she is awesome. Update. Am I the a-hole for going to my sister's dream school when she just got rejected? And this is a new post. First off, thank you, everybody, for your overwhelming support. I had thousands of messages in my inbox giving me advice, offering perspective, After my last mini update, I eventually got overwhelmed with messages, but if I miss your message, please don't hesitate to DM me. So later that day, my parents actually came to me and apologized for everything. I know everyone in the last post really hated them, but my parents are really good people. They have flaws, but all humans do. It's not like they spent their free time brutalizing me. They knew I was smart and even encouraged me to apply to schools like Cornell. They just automatically assumed my sister would get in, especially versus me, which, if you look at our scores, I can't say they should be blamed. Nevertheless, they realized that they were being jerks, and they apologized for making me feel like I'm not as capable as my sister. That they were shocked, but it was no excuse for what they said or how they made me feel, and they love me and apologized for what they said. Anyways, for the moment you've all been waiting for, I decided I want to go to Cornell. Yay! That's so awesome. It was such a tough choice and wasn't made without serious consideration, but ultimately I'll be happier in Ithaca. Plus, my sister is going to try to transfer after our freshman year. If she still wants to go, she may find that she loves NYU after all that time. Good. Glad. I'm glad that you guys came to that conclusion. Whatever she decides, I have no doubt she will be extremely successful. Plus, it'll be good to spend some time apart from each other and grow as people. NYC is only a short bus ride away, so we can definitely see each other during holidays and breaks. I want to thank everyone again for their overwhelming positive support. I know I couldn't have made my decision without each and every one of your messages. I'm sorry if this update isn't as exciting as many others tend to be, but I hope it gives a few interested people some closure. That is so, so sweet. Like, I'm glad that had a good ending and you guys sorted it out. And that's tough. I'm glad that there was a happy ending. I, 25 male, have the chance to date my old high school crush, 25 female, but I'm engaged to my fiance, 24 female. What do I do? I had a crush on this girl, Carla, since middle school, going into high school, but she never paid me no mind. I left for the military and met Sarah, who is a nurse and wants to become a doctor, nurse practitioner. Sarah was the usual type of girl I dated. I left the military to do contracting work and moved back to my home state. One day I was getting drinks at the bar. Carla was my bartender. She didn't recognize me, but when I told her my name, she couldn't believe it. She said she couldn't believe how much I changed. I started becoming a regular and even exchanged contact information with her to catch up. Throughout this time, she told me she has a crush on me, even though she knows I have a fiance. She said she likes how different I am. Now I'm conflicted. She says that she wants to give me time to think about what I want to do. Sir, she likes that you have money. How driven you are is code for she likes you have money. It is 100% a good, you're able to connect with someone after that long, but she knows you have a fiance and she's still saying she has a crush on you and is shooting her shot. Bad intentions, bad vibes. I don't like it. My fiance and I are doing great, but I feel like she's normally the type of woman I always get. Carla, I never had the opportunity or thought I would. I don't want to hurt Sarah, but I feel like I'll regret this forever if I don't pursue it. So the commenters on the post are all coming to the agreement that he should dump Sarah because she deserves better than a cheater like himself, and that he's going to regret his flighty decision in the long run. 100%. 100%. Like I said, she just wants you for your money. You're chasing something that you never got. It's the one thing you can have, and you're going to regret it. And just like that, update, I want to get my fiance back. I broke her heart. I love Sarah so much, and I stupidly called off the wedding to be with my old crush a few weeks ago. Throughout the couple weeks, Carla used me as a piggy bank. That's all I was to her. I spoiled her, paid for her hair, nails, etc. I gave her everything. Who called it? I called it. I found out she used the money I sold her to buy a ticket for some guy to come see her. I'm sick to my stomach. I reached out to Sarah, but she feels betrayed and said she doesn't want to be a sloppy second. But she's not. I love her, and I need her to realize that. Yeah, everybody's laughing at him. Karma is a bitch, and Sarah's gonna have a fiance who loves her and doesn't put her down, and they're gonna be awesome, and they're gonna have amazing vacations, and it's gonna be incredible, because that's the way life works. So that is what we're gonna end it on. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. Let me know if you want me to do more back to school, vibey stories. I love you guys so, so much. I will see you guys next Sunday, and that is pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about these stories down below if you're able to comment, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!